I hope you're having a great day and I hope you had a great weekend. Today I want to talk about when you look at the world, everyone's chasing something. We're chasing better health, we're chasing better relationships, better workplace environments, businesses, and all of that stuff. And it's okay if we do that. But why are people constantly failing? Why is it always a struggle? Life can be difficult, but it's also beautiful. Life doesn't have to always be filled with effort. We make it that way with our thoughts. Let me give you a simple example. One of the biggest stresses and suffering in life today is people think they're not enough or they don't have enough. And that's how the world makes us feel. Because imagine if everything was okay, many businesses would close down. The whole point is we are primed to think that we do not have enough. We reach a particular weight, we're happy, but then it's not enough. We want to lose more weight. You have a certain bank balance, you think it's not enough and you want more. This happens because we're constantly comparing ourselves with people. It's never enough. And because it's never enough, we live in a space of feeling inadequate all the time. And so we start doing more. We start trying harder and we're constantly struggling through life. Of course, there are areas in our life where we got to work really hard, study hard, all of that. I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking if every day is a struggle because we're constantly feeling that we're not enough or we don't have enough. I mean, what's going to be the quality of your life? Think about it. We're all going to die. Some very soon, some later. We don't know. We don't have control over that. But at the end of the day, you have one life. So while you may have certain struggles and certain ambitions, make sure that your life is also filled with joy, things that you love doing, passions, holidays, spending time with your family, your loved ones. Do not sacrifice all of this because you feel that you are not enough. It's never going to be enough. I deal with the billionaires of the world. They feel it's not enough. I deal with very healthy people, models, supermodels, all of that have great health, but they feel it's not enough. They still feel that they can lose an extra inch. They still feel that their nose could look better, their skin could be a little bit brighter. It's never enough. So don't ever think or put a condition that when this happens, I'll start to be happy. When this happens, I'll start to live a healthy life. It's never going to come. You decide today based on how you feel and what you have. So now let's talk about why people fail when it comes to their health. Why most relationships are failing. There could be many, many reasons. And when I talk to you, I'm not preaching to you. I'm sharing information, knowledge, experiences that I gather through my day-to-day interactions with people and patients around the world. When you hear this information, it may not be right for you. It may not be wrong for you either. It's for you to listen, reflect, take what makes sense to you, implement it, put it into action. You don't have to listen. This isn't the gospel. I don't know what's right in most cases of relationships and health. We all learn along the way. But when we take information and we make sense of it, that's how we can make it valuable and powerful in our lives. So when I look at the data of all my patients over the last 9 years, we have people who have gotten to remissions in cancer, people who have reversed their diseases, lost weight and kept it off in a sustainable fashion. We have people who have moved out of autistic, broad spectrums. No miracle, no magic foods, no medicines, none of that stuff. When I look at the commonality, while there is of course the grace of God, there is destiny, there is one more word that I want to introduce you today. I talk about it a lot. What are these people doing differently? What are the people who are in bad relationships, but then they improve their relationships and now they're happy? The easiest thing is to throw away a relationship. And of course, sometimes if it's toxic, that's the right decision to make. But today, no one wants to put an effort and time to fix anything, whether it's their health, their business, their relationships, or anything. So what is this one word that sets a difference between the people who succeed and the people who fail and the people who constantly struggle? They get onto one weight loss program, then another, and they keep changing from one thing to another. The word is consistency. This is the bitter, ugly truth. We do not need more complicated medicines. We do not need more complicated diets. We do not need more complicated spirituality. We need consistency. Let me give you an example. If there are 5 things that you know that you need to do to maintain your health, My question to you is, are you consistent with them? If yes, great. Now you can move to the next level of complication if required. If no, the next level of complication is not going to help you. What is going to help you is being consistent with those 5 or 6 things that you know that you need to maintain your health. If there are 3 or 4 things that go into reversing a disease or putting it into remission, are you consistent with that? More complication or spending more money is not your solution. The first step is, are you consistent with the fundamentals? You got into a relationship. Everything was great. Now it's falling apart. Yes, things have changed. People have changed. People continue to change. Are you consistent with the behaviors and the actions that were part of your relationship when it started? Because at that time you were happy. If you were not consistent right now with what you did at the start of your relationship, sorry, we had a break in the connection. The previous video is on my Facebook page, but I'm going to have my team join both these videos together and share it on the page so it's easier for people to watch. So we were talking about consistency. When there's a breakdown in relationships and your health, what are the things that we used to be consistent with that we're no longer consistent with? It's so important for us to understand this because today we're constantly chasing complication. So when it comes to your health, let's say you may have diabetes, you may have cancer, you may have Alzheimer's, you may have a thyroid problem. What are those 3 or 4 lifestyle changes or behaviors that you need to be consistent with? Are you consistent with that? And that's why we call them small wins. Take one small thing. It could be starting off with a 30-minute walk. It could be trying to get an extra hour of sleep. It could be trying to get one meal right, then the second. It could mean reducing your junk food intake by 10%, and then by 15%, and then by 20%. But being consistent with the small changes. It's like the principle of compounding. We know that to build great wealth, it is the principle of compounding that works because you're consistent with your investments or you're consistent with letting your money compound. You don't keep taking it out and putting it in different places because you lose the power of compounding. It's the same thing with every aspect of your life. So if you feel you are failing somewhere in your life, number 1, what are you not consistent with that will lead to your possible success? Or what are the actions and behaviors that I need to be consistent with? So when a patient comes to them, we tell them these are the top 3 or 4 things that you need to be consistent with. Let's start with 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Now it becomes a part of your lifestyle. It becomes a habit, like brushing your teeth. It's not a struggle. It doesn't require effort. And you just end up doing it because you know these are the things that are required to build my success in my health, in my recovery, in my relationships, in my personal growth. So reflection is very important. Today, before you sleep at night, make a list of or reflect on your struggles. Where are you failing? Where do you think you're failing? What are those 2 or 3 things that you should be doing, but you've not been consistent with? People say, Luke, I don't want to go on holidays anymore because then I eat wrong and I don't exercise. Why should you not go on a holiday? Just be consistent through the holiday. Enjoy your holiday. Maybe you won't sleep that much, but still try to sleep better. Maybe all your 3 meals may not be good. At least get 1 meal right. The point is consistency with the small things. That is power. So like I started in my previous video, most of my clients and patients who are successful have mastered consistency, not complication, consistency with the small things. That is your magic. That is your power. That is the answer. It's inexpensive. Complication is expensive. Simplicity is free, but it's taken for granted and we don't use it. So there are 4 pillars of health. There are 4 pillars of everything. Some 5, some 6. Exercise, nutrition, sleep, emotional wellness. What are 2 things in each of these pillars that you should be consistent with? And you can be consistent with. Just do that. There's going to be a change. And then the next 2 things. And the next 2 things.